to go.
Good morning, Mr. Kurzinger. I am Judge Stupica. We are on the record in case number 2025 CRA 00352, State of Ohio versus Stephen Anthony Kurzinger for violations of 2903.02A, murder, an unclassified felony, punishable by 15 years to life sentence and a $15,000 fine. Present in the court is Geauga County Prosecutor James Flays, as well as Assistant Geauga County Prosecutor Nicholas Burling. You can't see Mr. Burling on the screen, as well as your attorney of record for at least the initial appearance here on the felony murder charge, Chief Assistant Public Defender Leah Stevenson. Ms. Stevenson, have you had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Kurzinger?
I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. If you cannot hear anyone at any time they're speaking, please advise the court. Mr. Flays, you wish to be heard.
Thank you, Your Honor. Looking at the factors here, the state is requesting a $5 million cash or surety bond. And again, looking at the factors, the court is to consider the nature and circumstances of the crime charged, and whether the defendant used or had access to a weapon, the weight of the evidence against the defendant, and the state would inform the court that witness identified a car matching the defendant's vehicle leaving the scene after the shooting. The defendant was found with a suspected murder weapon in his vehicle. The defendant confessed to a third party that he had committed the offense. There is GPS evidence placing the defendant at the scene of the crime. And he did utilize a firearm to commit this offense. So looking at those factors, they weigh heavily in favor of the state and a high bond. Additionally, another factor is whether the defendant is on probation, a community control sanction, parole, post-release control, bail, court protection order. And at the time of this offense, the defendant did have a pending misdemeanor case in Painesville Municipal Court. He failed to appear for a hearing on June 24th. A warrant was issued, and there was a bond condition in that case that he had no weapons or firearms, so he was violating bond in that matter. Additionally, the court is to consider any considerations required under the Ohio Constitution, and primarily there is the community safety aspect of this. So that is the basis for the state's bond request. In addition to the $5 million cash or surety bond, the state would also ask for the standard conditions, a GPS if you were to make a bond, and no contact with the victim's children, who are also his children.
All biological children.
Correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Flays. Ms. Stevenson, you wish to be heard.
Thank you, Your Honor. Considering that the main purpose of bond is to ensure the appearance of my client in any further hearing, I would ask the court to consider a reasonable cash bond, as Mr. Flays pointed out. He has no prior criminal convictions. I understand that there's a pending misdemeanor that's pending. He is a lifelong resident of Northeast Ohio. He has deep ties to the community, including his parents, who live in Lake County. He does have 5 children between the ages of 9 to 16. Obviously, he understands that there would be a no contact order with them. He is not in possession of a passport. Should this court set a reasonable bond, I don't believe he's at risk to not appear.
Thank you, Ms. Stevenson. The court is concerned with the community safety, of course. Also, he doesn't appear for a misdemeanor. The court's very concerned about that. And he can't comply with conditions of bond, to wit, no firearms. The court is going to accept the recommendation of a $5 million cash or surety bond. Conditions of bond as follows: obey all local, state, and federal laws and ordinances and regulations of this court. Not permanently leave the state of Ohio without court permission. Always keep the court apprised of your current address, phone number, place of employment, and if you're temporarily going out of state. You will not consume alcohol or possess, use, purchase, control any narcotic drug, minor altering substance, or any other controlled substance, nor any instrument, device, or other object used for the preparation or administration of drugs unless lawfully prescribed by a licensed physician. You will submit to random breath, urine, or blood tests for the presence of drugs and or alcohol. No bars, period. No contact with the alleged victim's children. 2, Ms. Stevenson, that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, Judge.
At this point, I don't think it's...
The state's not
Yeah,
requesting
I'm
it.
not even gonna recommend. You will not purchase, possess, own, use, or control any firearms, ammunitions, dangerous ordnance, or weapons, including chemical agents, electronic devices used to immobilize, pyrotechnics, and/or explosive devices. Should someone post bond on your behalf, you would be outfitted with a GPS prior to your release, days to be determined. No further alleged acts of violence or aggression. Again, no contact with the alleged victim's children or their place of employment or anyone who holds them in local rentas. Anything else on behalf of the state?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. Hopefully we sent down your bond conditions, your bond paperwork, and the preliminary hearing, I believe, at 1:30.
No, 7th, I had, July 7th.
July 7th at 1:30.
Oh, 7th, I'm sorry, 1:30, yes, the 7th, 1:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge. Good day.
Leah, you're here for Orrin, right?
Yep.
Stephen Orrin next, please. I'm gonna take this off the record so you guys can
Thank you, Mr.
gather
Plays,
your
Mr. Brown.
stuff.
Thank you, Judge.
You're off the record.
Have a safe holiday weekend, ladies.